Hi guys and welcome back to Tarkov University. I'm Ghost and in today's video we're covering a topic that you guys have been requesting. One of my most consistent and profitable reserve loot routes. This is going to be perfect for early wipe money making and quick mid-wipe restocks. I'm going to show you all of my favorite places to loot on this map. I won't be covering the mark rooms because it goes without saying that if you have the marked keys that you should always hit those. I'm also not going to be going into the underground bunker beneath the train depot because that would be a 20-minute video of me just opening crates and that would be so boring for you guys. But I will be showing you all of the spots that I loot consistently and why they're worth your time. Keep in mind that this is an offline raid, so the loot that you'll see in this video is nerfed compared to the glorious hauls that you're going to get when running these spots online. Let's get into it. So as you can see, we spawned up by the dome. And the first place we're going to check is this room over here. These are all the keys that I typically bring to reserve. I highly recommend a Docs case. In this room, you're going to find 2 safes as well as some weapon crates. Make sure you check these as weapons can actually spawn in there. And there's always a safe at the top of this one if you see it. Ooh, a lion. Alright, next we're going to head into Dome. Make sure you check all top of these shelves. Aces can spawn in there. Those are the phase relays, as well as any other military or tech loot. Anytime you see these servers, guys, make sure you check on top of them and on the ground next to them. Nothing this time, that's okay. Remember, it's an offline raid. Alright, next we're going to be heading over to King. There's the helicopter for reference for you guys. This building has some of the best loot on the whole map. Again, make sure you check all of these servers. Graphics cards, military tech, any of that stuff can spawn on these shelves, so you're going to want to look around. When you check these shelves, I just like to wiggle up and down. The little white dot will appear if there's any loot. Through those doors back there, there's a whole bunch of duffel bags and even a medical kit. I like to check those when I'm scavving, but not when I'm doing a PMC raid. Down here, you're going to find another server room. Again, make sure you check on the ground and check all these shelves. And here's another server room. When you guys check in here, make sure you really smash your face up against these crates as the loot can spawn inside them for some reason. I've seen stuff spawn in that chair, like Tetrises and graphics cards. Next, we're going to head to the medical building. There's some weapon crates and stuff in here, but I'm just going to show you where all the medical loot spawns. Check on these tables, on these racks, on these trays. A lot of people don't open these doors, but lots of medical loot, like syringes and stuff, can spawn all over these tables. There's a blood set. There's a stim. Check on those shelves as well. Check in this box. On the bed. All around. Next, we're going to run upstairs. Basically, there's two keys for this building. It's KSM and then SMP. Oh my goodness, it looks like every spawn in here is a blood set. That's not typical. Remember, it's an offline raid. Again, open the doors and look on the ground. You could find more syringes. This is where I find a lot of my Salewas and IFAKs for early wipe. More stims can spawn in here. Check in the trays. Here's the other locked door. Again, the two keys are KSM and SMP. A couple duffel bags. Ooh, roller. Another car battery. Guys, make sure you're checking your duffel bags. Some of the best loot in the game can spawn in there. Anytime you see a duffel bag, you should be checking it. Alright, next we're going to head down to the drop-down building. Suppressors, ammo, scopes, all that stuff can spawn in here, so make sure you look around. It's BT ammo. BT ammo is really good, especially early wipe. Kind of tapers off late wipe, but early wipe BT ammo is very good. Look over here on the ground. Everybody checks drop down, but not everybody checks these other spawns, so sometimes you can find graphics cards and other military tech if you look around. Alright, now we'll check the drop down room. Check all these racks. You'll find graphics cards, Tetrises, stuff like that. Nothing really this time. Again, it's an offline raid. I would normally check these computers and duffel bags, but let's move on. This is a good room to check if you're looking for barter loot, like motors and bolts, and there's a lot of toolboxes in there. I don't have that key on me because I don't typically check it, but if you are looking for barter items, that's a good room. It's also a really good room if you're looking for fire steels, late wipe, for the Kappa quest. Alright, this is our first armory room. These rooms are fantastic. They spawn tons of suppressors, scopes, weapon mods, stuff like that. We got an AK this time. Sometimes you can get other weapons. Make sure you check these shelves on top of the desk. On top of the filing cabinet, there's a couple gold spawns that you can get random stuff. This is another armory room, and if you didn't notice, this one actually does not require a key to get into. We're just going to do a little swap. 74N is a much better gun. This is basically a free armory room with more filing cabinets in it. Alright, next we're going all the way into the basement. There could be up to 3 or 4 duffel bags in this room. Looks like we've got 2 this time. And this is going to be our next armory room. Before I go in here, I can expect suppressors and scopes. There we go. Here's 2. Any more? They can spawn on the ground over here. A little foregrip this time. Another suppressor. Not bad. Just gonna pop some stims real quick just to make this go a little faster for you guys. If you guys are really new to Tarkov and you don't know much about the stims in this game, I do have a stim guide, and I'm going to pop that up on the screen here. You can click that button if you guys want to watch the stim guide and find out what the best stims are. So on these servers over here, you can take a look. Tech loot, military loot, all over these servers. Turn that on. Remember, anytime you turn that switch on, there's a chance that raiders could spawn. Raiders have really good weapons and ammo and armor. So if you wanted to, you could just come to reserve and farm the raiders. A lot of players like to do that. It's actually really fun. Always check these tables. Couple crates down here. Suppressors and weapon mods can spawn on the ground. I don't always loot these crates, but may as well show you guys what's in them. Obviously the first one was a tech spawn. This is a food crate. I think one of them's a medical crate. There's so much food and water all over Tarkov, so I usually just eat and drink in my raids. Alright, we're gonna head over here to the White Pond building. We're gonna head up to the 2nd floor and find another armory room. Alright, again, weapons, ammo, suppressors. This is really what I'm going for when I come here. I'm just going to do some min-maxing for y'all. Again, you say there's filing cabinets, there's other crates. I'm not going to loot all of them. I'm just kind of showing you guys where all this stuff is. If this was a real raid, I would definitely loot everything. Alright, this is our last armory room. Another suppressor. Little filing cabinet. If you guys didn't know, filing cabinets are great in this game. You can find tons of diaries and stuff in filing cabinets, and Peacekeeper will pay top dollar for those. As well as any SAS drives or flash drives or keys. All of my keys for reserve, I just find them by searching filing cabinets. We're heading up here to the extract, so make sure you check left. People like to camp in there sometimes. Not cool. Up on the rock, like to snipe. Make sure you always look up at the dome. I'm basically just showing you how I'd clear this. Check these windows. If you'll be able to hear if somebody's in there, unless they're just not moving or breathing. Alright, and then you just come back here and extract. And that wraps up my reserve loot route showcase for 2025. Again, these are the routes I run most consistently, and I hope they help you stack some serious money this way. If this showcase helped you out, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Tarkov content. Let me know in the comments down below which map or route you want to see next. At this point, I'm thinking customs might be a good one. If you've got more questions or want to find people to run raids with, you're welcome to join our Discord. Link is in the description. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Ghost, and I'll see you in the next raid.